You know what time it is. It is time for the second manga of the weekly Shonen Jump batch, and as always, I'm here to give you my first thoughts on it. So this time we have a returning duo. It's Ippon Takeguchi and Santa Mitarashi, the mangaka duo behind the cancelled Candy Flurry. Candy Flurry was a candy-themed battle shonen that ran in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2021, and it was a bit generic and didn't get much attention or popularity, but one thing that I personally enjoyed about it was the characters and comedy. Everything aside, the manga could be generally funny at times, and it was overall a very fun read, and it seems that most of that still rings true for the duo's second outing, Shinobi Undercover, which, as you may have guessed it, is about ninjas. Well, kind of. While the main character Yodaka is said to be a ninja, his role throughout the first chapter, and likely would throughout the rest of the entire run, is more akin to the Ip Man of Sakamoto Days or Kill Blue, so don't jump into this manga expecting a Naruto or even a more classic ninja representation. But yeah, Yodaka is a teenage non-mutant ninja human that is hired by the government to do various missions, the more recent of which is to be the bodyguard of Hao Mukai, a rich and quite clumsily high school girl. For this, he and a bunch of other teenage ninja have to infiltrate the school to keep a watch on her, which should be fine, but the problem is that Yodaka, despite being probably the best ninja around, is extremely shy, not being able to have a conversation not only just with girls, but with any person in general. Due to that, while Yodaka is indeed put in the same class, it is more of a backup plan. There's two other ninjas that are tasked to get closer to Ahoy in hopes of eventually becoming her best friend and her boyfriend, leaving Yodaka to basically watch from the sidelines, that is, until the plan backfires. When everyone is told to go to the gym, Yodaka freezes and stays behind, and in the meantime, Yaoi decides to dip out and explore the school alone, and eventually both of them end up meeting by accident. While alone, Ahoy takes a liking to Yodaka's shy personality and ends up opening a bit about herself. She says that in her life it seems that a lot of people just end up doing things for her, and that her life feels a little bit artificial even though she doesn't really know why. She can really pinpoint exactly why she feels that way. That's because she doesn't know she's being bodyguarded. During this conversation, they end up meeting someone that is disguised as a professor but wants to actually kidnap Ahoy, but Yodaka ends up dispatching him without Ahoy even realizing. The chapter ends at the end of the day with Ahoy showing a lot more interest in Yodaka than the other two ninjas and even asking him if he wants to be her friend, which kinda shifts the responsibility of getting close to her from the other two ninjas to him from now on. So overall, I feel like this is a step up from Candy Flurry. I think it's more of an enjoyable read, and both characters are pretty fun. You can tell that they have good chemistry together right from chapter 1. Even with Yodaka's extreme shyness, when they talk with each other, it feels natural. Maybe not necessarily as a couple, but definitely as friends. We don't really know at this point if there's going to be any romantic subplot of any kind. My rom-com loving ass definitely wouldn't mind it, but I don't think it's needed in here. This is probably going to be more focused on Yodaka's shyness and Ahoy's clumsiness, with Hitman of the Week like jumping in each chapter. The other ninjas themselves didn't really shine much, but hopefully they'll be more entertaining as we end up exploring them more as time goes on, especially because it's hinted that there's a lot more ninjas in the school than the 3 that we got introduced in this first chapter. That's my needs to focus more on for chapter 2. Art-wise, I think Candy Flurry already had decent art, but this shows a lot of improvements, especially during the fighting scenes, which honestly were the highlight of this chapter. They really did a good job at selling just how badass Yodaka is despite his personality, and the page of him chopping the Hitman's neck is just, it's pretty amazing. Senta seems to be taking a lot of influence from Blue Lock, especially the way that the eyes are drawn. Those lines are just classic Blue Lock, and honestly even the flow of the action really feels like someone who's been studying the art of Yusuke Nomura, and honestly if you're gonna just take inspiration from someone, that's a really good choice. Now you just need to grab that style and make it your own. But despite everything positive that I can say about this manga, there's just one glaring problem there, isn't it? If you know the magazine, you know Kill Blue, a manga about a hitman that got turned into a high schooler and given the task to protect one of his classmates from other hitmen. In my opinion, there just isn't that much of a difference between these two manga to really need both of them to exist in the magazine at the same time. And sure, I do think Shinobi Undercover does a better job at portraying action, and overall had a better first chapter than Kill Blue, But we're also talking about a manga that has been in the magazine for almost a year and a half, and it's by a popular mangaka, the same guy who did Kuroko the Basket, and it's doing at least relatively well in sales and in the magazine. That, while not impossible, Shinobi Undercover is going to have to work really hard to surpass it. Plus, there's been some really good new manga this year: Policeman Shoujo, Ultimate Exorcist, Astro Royale, and we know this manga is doomed to be in the shadow of Witchy the Witch. So, even though we do have the end of My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, I don't think this one's gonna survive for long. But there's some hope. I definitely like the first chapter, but we'll just have to wait and see. But if you want to know my first thoughts on Candy Flurry back when it came out, you can check the video on the left. And for all the other first thoughts of the Jump series, there's a playlist on the right. If you want to know my first thoughts on all the upcoming Weekly Shonen Jump series, you should subscribe. And if you watch this video here, thank you very much, and I'll see you next video.